Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY, and we're going to look at a trailer to a movie called UJDA CHAMAN, starring Singh and Maanvi Gagroo. Maanvi, I love you. You follow me on Twitter, but not on Instagram. You want to hear what I have to say, but you don't want to look at the face. What's up with that? I'm just joshing you, as we like to say here in the States. Some of us. It's a mostly antiquated word now. It is directed by Abhishek Pathak, and it releases November the 8th in 2019. That is coming up in just over a month. I'm excited. I love Maanvi. She's so wonderful, and I am excited to watch this trailer. And it's got subtitles, which makes me even more excited. Thank you for making subtitles, subtitle maker person. Here we go.
ये तो तू ही है? सर ये गलत बोल रहा था, मजाक बना रहा था मेरा। क्या बोल रहा था तू? सर उजड़ा चमन। Shut up! तुम्हारे बाप की उम्र क्या है ये? सर मैं 30 साल का हूँ।
Damn. Being bald does make you look older. It's weird. It's sad.
अब गंजे लड़के से मिलने को कोई तैयार ही नहीं है।
बिना शादी के भी लोग खुश रह सकते हैं।
अच्छा, एक नाम बताइए।
सलमान खान।
उन लोगों की बात अलग है, उन्हें कम से कम मिल तो जाती है। लड़की मिल जाती है ना।
Hey, that actor was from a web series.
10वें जन्मदिन से पहले अगर विवाह नहीं हो तो लड़का आजीवन कुंवारा रहेगा, शादी होगी नहीं।
That's terrible.
शाम को भी
सब घर पे लड़के वाले देखने आ रहे हैं।
अगर आप फ्री हो।
मेरा तो ऑलरेडी आज प्लान है ना बॉयफ्रेंड के साथ। तुम टेंशन मत लो, सबकी हो जाती है। नंदू की भी हो गई।
नंदू कौन?
मेरा ड्राइवर।
30 साल का जवान लड़का और वो भी प्योर। इसमें कोई शान की बात नहीं है। वर्जिन मरेगा, वर्जिन।
क्या मरेगा?
तेरे बदन में अब वो आ गए हैं, क्या कहते हैं, टेस्टोस्टेरोन। पता जब वो बदन में उनकी मात्रा बढ़ती है ना तो एक अजीब सी आग धधकने लगती है।
आग?
हाँ।
The maid?
1000 बार मैंने बोला कपड़े ढंग से पहन के आया कर। 3 मर्द घूम रहे हैं यहाँ पे।
मुझे पता है कि मैं ज्यादा हैंडसम नहीं हूँ, पर मेरा हमेशा सपना था कि मेरी ब्यूटीफुल बीवी हो।
आपके तो वो एग्जैक्टली।
अरे वो बड़ा वाला गुंबद है ना, उसी के नीचे।
वहाँ तो कोई गंजा आदमी खड़ा है।
सबके लबों पे यही बात, देखो जी चांदनी की
Maanvi.
जब तेरे चमके ये चिकनी सड़किया, नाई का खर्चा न मांगे बाबरिया, देखे जो बोले यही बात, देखो जी चांदनी की लाल।
4000 ग्राफ्स लगेंगे।
ग्राफ्स?
बालों की जड़ें।
किसके बाल होंगे?
तुम्हारे अपने बाल। टेंशन मत लो, हम पीछे से ले लेंगे।
पीछे से कहाँ से ले लेंगे?
पर तुम्हारे सिर के पीछे से, और कम पड़े तो तुम्हारी दाढ़ी, छाती, बगलें, कहीं ना कहीं से हम इंतजाम कर लेंगे।
There have been a lot of these roles lately coming out in Indian cinema where you have people in these prosthetics and this makeup that makes them look totally different, like Chichore and gosh, the movie with the 2 broads who are much older and shooting guns. I forgot what that's called. But you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there's all kinds of movies coming out with people in these, like, that's the trend right now, man. This looks like a fun film. Honestly, I just want to watch it because of Maanvi Gagroo. But Maanvi Gagroo aside, like, this looks like a fun, interesting story. This is another example of something that you probably would never find in the US, at least not today. This isn't a movie you'd find today. And that's one of the things I love about Indian cinema, is that this is a story about something that is real in a way, because you have people who have complexes about losing their hair. Even I, as someone who hasn't lost any of my hair, like, we'll check the mirror sometimes. I'm like, is it? And I talk to my hairstylist all the time. She's like, you're fine. Stop being so goddamn paranoid. You're fine. I always like freak out because my dad went bald, but he messed with his hair a lot when he was a kid, and that's why he went bald. To all you youngsters who are watching this, you know, be careful with how much you mess with your hair. It can create a complex for a lot of people. Like, they feel self-conscious about it. My suggestion, shave it all off. As soon as I start to, like, have a super receding hairline, I'm just shaving it all off. Goodbye. No, not that Captain Picard style. Nope, that's just, it's gone. I'm just shaving it all off. I'm gonna look like a big thumb. you know, that's what I want to do. That's not a joke I made up. That's a Joe Rogan joke. Just want to put that out there. I'm really wondering what kind of philosophies this movie is going to explore. We've been seeing a lot of these movies come out of India in the past few years that's talking about something real. Bad Hai Ho is one of those movies where you've got these parents that are, you know, well out of their prime and at an age where you don't typically associate people of that age, you know, doing the dirty deed anymore because they're not supposed to do that anymore in certain parts of it. That's a film that's talking about something real. And there's a number of films that have been like coming out in the past few years of India. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but Padman. That's another one where it's talking about real stuff. Sorry, YouTube. Don't demonetize this video. And I feel like this is going in line with all that, where it's a comedy, but it's also talking about something real. And I'm wondering how much they're going to go into, like, they're going to go into any other insecurities that people might have, or if they're going to explore what are stereotypes that don't necessarily hold weight in reality. Irrespective of that, it looks like it's gonna be a fun film. It looks like it's gonna have a lot of fun moments. And right away, you can see what like the plight is of this guy. He desires to have companionship, and he desires the things that, you know, I guess most any guy would desire, but he has that thing on his head, or the lack of things on his head, which is the hair. You go through that phase of trying to figure it out and trying to resolve it, and you see the conundrum of like, they're gonna pull the hair from his other parts of his body to put it on his... I've met people who have gone through these things, who use Rogaine, you know, to sustain that situation. There's a moment that they explore in the middle of the trailer where the main character is being paired up with a potential match, and the parents of that woman freak out because they're like, you sent us a picture of him handsome, and it just becomes this like thing. I'm sad to say, but I kind of empathize with the people who are upset that that they were deceived. I know what it's like to do online dating and be shown a picture that looks great, and then you get there in person, you're like, that's not you. That was someone else. Why'd you do that? You just wasted both our times. Now I don't want to talk to you anymore. We could have been friends, but now I just know. Obviously, it escalating to this degree is a bit farcical. It's a bit, you know, it's done that way for the sake of comedy. I don't think that actually happens, but it's still, you know, you get where it's coming from. It's coming from a very real place, a very true place, which is frustration over the lack of total honesty because someone is very, very desperate for companionship, rightly so. It's very easy to empathize with the main character here. You get right away where he's coming from, and I like that about the movie, is that you already see the disadvantage that he has that a lot of people take for granted. Myself, well, I wouldn't include myself actually. I very much don't take any of this for granted. I am cherishing it for as long as it stays, and once it goes, there is no Captain Picard. It's just a thumb, a big human thumb. One of the reasons why this makes me think that this is gonna have some real talk in it, at least a memorable monologue or two, is because it's from the producers of Pyar Ka Panchnama 1 and 2. And each of those films had very, very memorable monologues that people still watch on YouTube to this day. I did a reaction to it, got claimed, so I don't make money off of it. But I remember when I did the reaction to those monologues, I was like, wow, this is like, it's very thought-provoking. I liked it. I thought it was really cool, and it gives you food for thought, gives you conversation to have with the opposite sex or the same sex. It's just interesting conversation. I think one of the things they're gonna talk about in this film is our perceptions of beauty and what that means. I think that is going to be the main thing you take away from this movie when you walk out of the theater and you're gonna talk about with your friends is your perception of what is beautiful. Because we've been fed our whole lives what beauty means, whether it's magazines, whether it's movies. Both here and in India, I'm sure. You know, you're kind of just almost intravenously fed, it feels like, with what our concept of beauty is, what is considered aesthetic. And so I think this film is challenging that, going, you can find love in places that don't necessarily meet the societally deemed standards of beauty, that maybe isn't all that it's cracked up to be. You will find beauty in places that are the least expected. Don't always go for what Instagram is telling you is beautiful. Go for what maybe is just real and authentic. Much like Jaby KOAY, single and ready to mingle. For those of you that want to mingle with the Jabs in that. Here's something I want to mention that is totally counter to what the movie is saying. And I'm just offering this as because I know there are some of you who might be balding and 30 and watching this and just want this voiced. I used to work with someone when I was working at Yahoo. I don't know how many of you know that, but I used to work at Yahoo. There was a dude who sat behind me that was like 27 years old at the time, and he was a virgin because he was a Christian saving himself for marriage. And he told me that he has no like burning desire for sex, for intimacy, because he just, you know, he went through in his entire teenage years and into well into his 20s without having had it, and like there's just, he didn't have that compulsion that I had. So that part is a little interesting. I mean, it works for the sake of humor in the movie, but I just thought it was noteworthy that not everyone feels that who has yet to have done the dirty deed. We'll just end the video here because it's kind of rambly. Let me know your feelings on this film in the comments below. Maanvi Gagroo, please follow me on Instagram. I follow you. I love all your photos. I like them all the time. I'm just being petty. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we drop another video, or check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. I am Jaby KOAY. Peace out.